Welcome back, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Joe here.
Evan.
Okay, this is it. This is the last episode of Derry Girls. We are going to do the Great British. Is it the Great British Bake Off or the British Bake Off?
I think it's a Great British Bake Off. I think.
Gotcha. So they did like a follow up episode,
Right.
on that show. So
Well, but it was just they did all the actors showed
like
up for the competition.
So this
Right.
they all kind of have like a little reunion.
Right.
So we're going to check that out next week. But today is the finale of the series itself. Last week I think was pretty bleak.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Obviously, right up until that. I mean, obviously
Fat Boy
their usual cringe and discomfort, and Fat Boy Slim, and then we had obviously the really tragic ending there.
Yeah, it was really tough.
And I'm wondering now that we're at the finale, how much that's going to play into this because thinking about it since we watched that, I'm kind of wondering if the show ends with maybe they're moving away.
Maybe, I mean,
because her dad dies. Maybe that's the kind of the breakup of the group. And that's how we end the show. I mean, obviously we don't know. It's a coming of age story, so in coming of age stories, one consistent thing is nothing's really ever over.
No, friends,
because they're a starting spot, right? It's the start of your going into your adult life. So like things don't really end in coming of age stories like this. But I'm wondering how they decide to wrap the show here.
It'd be interesting if she did move away because I always assumed that they were always lifers,
right?
I was going to be there forever, But this show can subvert expectations.
Sure. I mean, James almost moved away at the end of last season.
So much, But yeah, I think that the last episode is in contention for being the best episode, maybe one of top 5 episode, maybe.
They handle tone so well on this show, the way they shift back and forth, and the surprises that come.
The foreshadowing with the angels, I really loved it. I thought it was a really special piece of TV, and I'm looking forward to this episode. I don't want it to end. This show's been fantastic so far. By the way, I got to the point in Game of Thrones where Grandpa Joe's in it.
Oh yeah,
so that was kind of cool to see him. Literally the whole time I was kind of laughing because I'm like, oh, he's gonna.
Barristan.
He's gonna tell somebody to shut up.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's right. He is the. Watching this, I was like, oh yeah, he's on Game of
Thrones too. Like so much younger in that show.
Yeah,
but it's really awesome. This show's really been a delight to watch.
Yeah, it really has. I'm gonna miss it when it's gone. And like Joe said, next week, before we move on to the next thing, we will. I checked that episode is available for streaming.
Okay.
I don't remember what it is, but I looked, and the whole show is available for streaming. So I assume we'll be able to find that episode. I found the number, season and episode number. So yeah, we'll be able to watch. I've never watched Great British Bake Off.
Never seen it either, no.
So this is going to be a new experience in a lot of ways for me. And then we will start, as soon as we're done with that, in the time slot for Derry Girls, we'll be doing some mini-series that we've never seen. I am too. There's a list of mini-series, short-run series that we definitely need to watch. All right, we're going to go and jump into it here. But before we do, I want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here. Give a special shout-out to, of course, Actuarial Lurker, Balaz Volves, Chris, Jeff, NJ, Surya, Gundavarapu, and Weird Magic. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. We really, really appreciate you.
Yeah, we love you. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you mind hitting the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
If you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or watching, please check out a link in the description below our Patreon page. On everything we're watching, including Derry Girls, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon if we're on YouTube. So by the time you're seeing this, we should be into the next thing we're doing in this time spot. So jump over there and check it out. And we're also watching 30 Rock currently as a Patreon exclusive. You will have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You are only going to see and hear us on everything on Patreon for copyright purposes.
Free Derry.
Like a flashback episode?
Oh, like a recap, kind of. Man, should have grabbed some tissues. This is going to make me emotional, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, wow. Didn't expect that.
No.
And you're happy with this one?
Very much so.
Great. So you need to read this before the vote.
Is it any good?
There you go. Use it wisely.
I'm glad she's taking this vote seriously.
Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah. She works with Derek.
Yeah. That's the perfect fit for her.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I need to get past.
Oh, that's a really nice moment where she can tell him to get out of the way.
Okay, I was worried.
Yeah, it's like this got really dark for a quick second.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? It was a nice transition, right? That probably wouldn't have happened before.
Yeah.
According to Shauna Sharkey, If you vote yes, you're allowed to swing both ways. You can be Irish, you can be British, or you can be bi.
Everything's different here. And I get why Mommy wanted to move. Derry just reminded her of Daddy too much.
Yeah.
That's a lot to navigate, girls. At least I'll be back for your 18th.
It's not my 18th, is it? It's Orla's 18th. My 18th was 3 months ago, but our tight old Maz wouldn't pay for 2 parties. Literary grades.
Monkeys.
Mummy, she agreed to literary grades. She signed off on it weeks ago.
Monkeys are class. Just find a middle ground, girls. Like, you know, literary monkeys.
Literary monkeys. Well, at least the parish hall sorted, I suppose.
Aye. Aye.
Oh, God, aye.
I love Joe.
That's all sorted.
I'm gonna miss him so much.
Aye.
Now, Jerry, I had a bit of bother with the bathroom door. It was sticking there. And
No worries, Eamon. I'll see to it later.
great stuff.
Hey, the fella's roof fell in.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to think he might have had a hand in that.
He's our cousin. We could just throw him out in the street. Especially not since Mary killed his mother.
I am a Republican.
I am a loyalist.
I am affronted.
Are the IRA famous for their swordsmanship?
This is so pretentious.
Would you expect anything less from Jenny?
As Jenny's awful play just alluded to, a referendum is about to take place. To those of you who have already turned 18, I strongly urge you to exercise your right to vote.
Well, everyone keeps banging on about what a big deal it was. Well, its timing couldn't be any worse. Did they have to choose the week of our party?
So I'm having a bit of a bash for my 18th on Saturday, and I just want to invite you peeps along.
Peeps, we're actually having a party on Saturday ourselves, so...
Yeah.
I think you spelt monkeys wrong.
Christ, Orla. Your party's never going to compete with my party.
And there we go.
Aren't you worried that nobody's going to show up?
Oh, yeah, Jenny.
River dance.
She's helping River Dance perform at her 18th birthday party. Whoa. Why is this practically the Oscars? Our party doesn't stand a chance.
Well, that's not true, Aaron.
What do you want?
Well, there's going to be a bit of a shake-up at the diocese.
He wants me to leave Our Lady Immaculate.
He thinks it's time. And, well, you know, it's the nature of the game. It's best in my experience to make peace with it, because ultimately, it's out of your control.
I think I've got a handle on the basics. Everyone sit down.
I'll have a look at it later, Joe.
Sit!
Jesus, Sarah, but the Waynes will go berserk when they find out about this parish hall thing.
This thing has two main aims. Firstly, to stop us all killing one another.
Fair enough.
And secondly, to allow us to govern ourselves from here rather than England. The release of all paramilitary prisoners, both flavors.
Both flavors.
Loyalist and Republican.
Of course.
Are you doing like half
They are
monkey
doing
life,
literary
half
figures and
literary
monkeys.
greats? Are you incorporating literary greats into the jungle?
When Dennis was talking about Niall, you did a face.
I didn't do a face.
You did a face, Ian. You did a face like this.
You don't actually think he should get out, do you?
He's my brother.
He killed someone.
I know that, Aaron.
I'm not sure we should be
No.
talking about this.
And what would you know anyway? You're nothing but a spoilt, selfish, sheltered wee brat.
No, Orla's in the back.
Yeah, that's a touchy one right
There's
there.
definitely a way to handle that better.
Yeah.
Look, Aaron's right, but there's a nicer way to say that.
Yeah,
you know?
Look, Aaron, someone asked you to make the first move here. You're telling me you don't want Michelle to come to your party?
She doesn't want me to come to your party.
Why do I keep doing that? Yeah,
What's going on?
I think peace negotiations have just broken down.
Yeah.
We don't need the commitment, and we don't need the
Looks like no one's going to be at
This
this
party
party.
is going to
Bloodhound
be
gang
amazing. With or without them. Here are all the literary greats.
What happened to my monkeys?
We had to take them down. They were scaring the Waynes.
Why are there Waynes here?
Splitting the booking just made sense, you know. Time to get the band back together.
Yeah.
How are the
Yeah,
repairs coming along, Eamon?
Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely, Jerry.
No word of when you'll be able to move back in?
Not as yet, no. But
This is the first night of my life.
Crap, isn't it? I'm out here soon, thank God. Heading to my cousin Jenny's 18th. The commitment's playing.
I beg your pardon?
This does look like a pretty cool party.
I would go. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I love her outfit. She looks great.
yeah. She gonna steal this girl's bike? Yep, of course she is.
We have to leave. Shh. They haven't seen cool runnings, Michelle. I don't trust these people.
More champagne?
This is Aaron's bad idea show all the way around.
It really is. It'll ruin your suit.
Yeah, for sure. I doubt those fences get cleaned.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, man.
Yeah,
James?
for sure.
Yeah, wasn't this nice?
Aaron.
Who's this? Your new friend?
No, God, no.
Jenny, Joyce's party. Well, this is quite the betrayal. How could you go along with it?
I didn't want to, but I'm in a bit of a difficult position, Aaron.
Marla, you touched your own party.
It was crap.
It was crap.
The wolf t-shirt.
Things have been pretty crap generally.
You know, I've never even visited Niall. My mum won't let me. She won't let any
This
of us.
explains a lot of her, like, anger.
I'm sorry, Michelle. You weren't wrong. I mean, you weren't right either.
But what if Eamon came and stayed with you for a bit?
Yeah.
I don't know, Jerry.
Why not? I'm sure you'd be company for each other.
Well, I find Eamon a bit boring, to be honest.
Oh my God.
It made me realise I'd still rather just be standing here on the walls with you guys.
Nice.
It was probably a bit upsetting for Erin, realising the entire year chose my party instead of hers. Wouldn't it be a pity if there was a blackout?
Blackout?
Wow.
I said to Jenny, either the party's over or we relocate it.
It doesn't matter what I think. Sure, I'm an old man. That's what you think that's important.
What if we vote yes and it doesn't even work?
And what if it doesn't? What if no one else has to die?
The bishop rang.
I see.
I decided to take your advice. Told him, I make a difference here. The girls know that. I'm not ready to leave. Try and force me to, and there'll be an awful fuss, I said. I'll make sure of it, I said. He didn't say much.
It's like, nice.
Right.
Don't you?
So it sounds like then going into this vote, it wasn't about the terms of it beyond the political prisoners, right? The people who committed crimes is the big sticking point.
There's a part of me that wishes everything could just stay the same. That we could all just stay like this forever.
Great juxtaposition between the emerging country and them becoming adults.
Yeah.
We have to move on, and we have to grow up. Because things, well, they might just change for the better.
It's kind of getting me a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at the present day. Okay. In New York? Okay, cool.
It was intercepted en route to the White House back in the 90s, then somehow lost its way. But this was addressed to you.
Thank you so much.
My God!
It's Chelsea Clinton.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
What a finish. She fan of the show. Otherwise, that's
right?
The most, like, cameo request of all time.
Chelsea Clinton showing up. Yeah, that was amazing.
I never would have guessed that. I never would have guessed that to the end of the show. I kind of forgot they wrote her, actually.
I did too. Yeah.
You know,
God, what an ending.
Can I shout out Liam Neeson real fast?
Yeah.
I thought, so that's when I started to get really emotional, is when he came in. Like,
Right,
he just came in, didn't say a word, and broke our hearts. Like,
I know.
Oh, that's an actor. That is an actor. Oh my God. You know what? The whole show is filled with tremendous actors, but I'm getting kind of welled up right now just thinking about it. Like, that was beautiful. It was
the whole show built to that last montage, and it was perfect.
There's no other word to describe it besides beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was fantastic. That's how you use the Cranberries. That's how you use that song. I love it. I love this show. I think it's fantastic. I'm kind of speechless right now.
Yeah, for a show that, I mean, let's face it was only 19 episodes, 19 short episodes. And that it just led to that, you felt so connected to all the characters in the town.
Sure.
And it just led right to this beautiful moment at the end.
Yeah.
That was breathtaking. That was beautiful storytelling all the way through.
I think we were silent for most of it too. It's just, it's so well made.
And God, you want to talk about a blueprint show that knows when to take itself seriously, and when to throw a laugh in. You know what I mean? It just knew all the emotional buttons to push all the way through at the right times.
I haven't seen a show with tone as consistent and handled as well as this. You know what I mean? Because look, Ted Lasso gets pretty close.
Yeah, it does.
That's the show that I kept thinking of was what other show juggles sincerity, drama, and comedy, like really really funny comedy as well as this. And I'm like, Ted Lasso is pretty close. This though does it seamlessly. Like you can't. Tell.
Like
you
they're
tell.
Like I obviously we watched Ted Lasso on the channel. I love Ted Lasso. But there were times, especially early in the third season, where they seemed to meander a little bit. You know, they got a pedantic sometimes.
Sure,
not too much. I love the show.
Still very good.
But I feel like this didn't have those moments where where it missed the mark or strayed too long in one pool or the other.
Sure.
This one just did it right all the way through.
I don't think
it just led to that ending moment so well. Everybody's arc came to that moment in a way that didn't feel forced. It didn't feel like they were going to merge on the other side as different people, right? We've all seen like a bad movie or TV show where every character has a problem, and at the end, every character's problem is fixed.
Yeah,
and it's like, come on, man.
That's not true to life,
right? And this didn't do that. This just, but everyone's arc came to a point that made sense for where they were in the story.
Absolutely, and like I was saying, I don't think there's been a bad episode, honestly.
No.
I think this is one of the most consistent shows we've seen.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad that the cut to present day wasn't the cheesy, here they are now.
I expected it to be Chelsea Clinton. The whole time I was like, did Aaron move to New York? Like, which one of them's living in New York? None of them.
Aaron feels like the one to move to New York.
Right. It's like, because it's like, maybe I'll someday write it down. So obviously the creator of the show, Aaron's kind of her like fictional stand-in. Yeah. Right. And so it's like, is this going to be her now making the show, kind of thing that like, but nope. It was such a shot that you don't see coming to the letter finally showing up to Chelsea Clinton. God, that was so good.
Let us know. Is Chelsea Clinton a fan? Is that how that cameo came to be?
It had to be, right? There's no reason she would show up otherwise. Chelsea Clinton's a busy person, too.
That's what I'm saying, man. And also, somebody last week said that, yes, Lisa McGee had a friend whose father passed from aneurysm. So a lot of this is
from her life, right? For sure.
And I really think that's great. I mean,
yeah,
we just did Almost Famous last week, so it's kind of nice to have that
kind of semi-autobiographical.
Yeah,
like let's make a story that's not really true, but kind of mind and process from our own lives.
And that's kind of today. We've had a lot of films lately that are kind of doing that. Like Fabelmans is a famous example of that. I think James Gray had one, which I had not seen. But
I haven't seen Fabelmans either, but I know it's Spielberg.
It's big enough.
Spielberg's kind of
now, right. Yeah. And so a lot of directors are going back and doing that. And I think it is interesting. If you let an interesting life, I mean, tell your story, man. Tell your story.
Sure.
And this is a great story. This is a fantastic show, and I'm so glad we got to experience this.
Yeah, it was really short, but it was beautiful the whole way through.
Yeah.
Gonna miss it. Been telling friends I need to watch it who haven't seen it. All of you watching this, do the same. Tell your friends. More people need to watch this show.
Thank you for telling us.
Yeah, we watched this on a suggestion from YouTube and Patreon viewers, and my God, were they right.
Yeah.
All right, we will see you next week for the Great British Bake Off. Later, guys.